So after my final rise, I take my bread out of the bucket and I measure it or weigh it and count it into equal pieces. I'm making 4 baguettes, so I need 4 pieces of dough, equal weight. And to shape the pieces for baguettes, have it in a little bit of flour because it's very sticky. You start by making a rectangle. And then fold it in on itself. This is what creates those really good air pockets because it's going to do a rise in its shape. So I fold it across and kind of press to hold the seam so it's not going to lose its texture. Fold the other side across. And then once the seam is sealed so it holds the folds, I will shape it. Sometimes I fold the end in just because it makes it easier. Okay, so once I'm all sealed there, I am just gonna essentially roll it. I use my bench scraper if it's really sticky, that way I don't break it. You want to create a really good surface tension. That is what makes the kind of crunchy crust with a light and airy inside. And so in order to do that, I just roll it. And as it kind of sticks, it's creating a crust that is totally sealed, almost, if I do it right. And then sometimes I taper the ends just because it's going to make it look cool. And we all know that's important when you do bread. So I have all my seams snapped shut. I've created a crust by building up tension. And then I put it on my pan, which is just a baking sheet. And I kind of have to work fast because it's really wet. It was just a baking sheet with parchment on it. With pieces of foil like rolled up to make the parchment shape, so it will rise really well, and they'll rise in these little shapes. After I've done all of them, I will spray a little bit of like olive oil or sometimes even water. I just don't want it to stick, and then I'm going to cover it in saran wrap, and you can let it sit for a bit to rise, maybe like an hour or so. But what I like to do is put it in the fridge to rise really slowly overnight. It creates a little bit more complex sourdough flavor. And then bake it tomorrow right from the fridge, which also helps keeps its shape. And it's easier to score it when it's cold. So that is how I do my sourdough.